students, good morning. We'll continue laws of motion chapter. We'll see second law of motion. Newton's second law explains what happens to an object when non-zero net force acts on it. What Newton's second law explains, when no force is acting on it, what will happen to the body? Place a ball on the veranda and push it gently. The ball accelerates from rest. Yes? Thus, we can say that force is an action which produces acceleration. A non-zero net force acting on a body disturbs the state of equilibrium. Now we are going to discuss how the acceleration of an object depends on the force applied on it and how we measure a force. Linear momentum. Let us call our observations from our everyday life. If a badminton ball and a cricket ball hit with same speed, which one hurts you more? A small bullet fired from gun damages the wall only due to its high speed. We all know that a heavy truck causes more damage than a bicycle if both hit a wall. Yes? This can be explained by a concept called momentum, which is usually denoted by the symbol small p. From the above examples, we say that the momentum depends on two factors. One is mass of an object and other is its velocity. Newton used the phrase mass in motion to represent the meaning of momentum. Momentum of a body is simply defined as product of its mass and velocity. It can be stated as mass in motion. As all objects have mass, if an object is in motion, then it acquires momentum. If object is in movement, then it acquires momentum. Momentum is a vector because velocity is a vector. Hence, the direction of momentum is in the direction of velocity. The SI unit of moment is kg per meters per second or newtons per second. Larger the net force, greater the acceleration. Gently push a block of ice on a smooth surface and observe how the object speeds up. In other words, how it accelerates. Now increase the net force and observe the change in its speed. You take one ice and throw it on the smooth surface. You apply more force and again observe the changes. Larger the mass, smaller the acceleration. Apply a force on an ice block. It undergoes some acceleration. Now take a block of ice with greater mass, but apply almost the same force as this ice block and observe the acceleration. You take two different ice blocks. One is small and one is large. Apply same force. So which one moves fast? This one. This will move slowly. In both the cases, the object accelerates, but we can observe in the second case, it does not speed up as quickly as before. Yes, the larger the net force, the greater the acceleration. If the mass of the body is constant and also larger, the mass lesser the acceleration. If a constant net force is applied, according to Newton's principle, second law states that rate of change of momentum of an object is proportional to the force applied on the object in the direction of net force. Therefore, F net force is change in momentum per time. Delta P is change in momentum of a particle or a system of particles brought about by a net force in the time interval delta T. When the symbol of proportionality is removed, a constant is inserted in the equation, that is K. The SI units of momentum and time are kg meters per seconds and S respectively. The unit of force is so chosen that the value of constant K becomes 1, so that F net is equal to delta P by delta T. We know P is equal to mv, so that delta P is equal to delta into mv. If the mass of the body is constant during its motion, then delta P is equal to m delta V. Now we have F net is equal to m delta V by delta T. Delta V by delta T is acceleration. This is called uniform acceleration. Therefore, F net is equal to ma. The above formula says that net force applied produces acceleration in a body in the direction of force. Therefore, SI unit of force is kg meters per second square. This unit has been named as Newton, and 1 Newton is equal to 1 kg meters per second square. Thank you, students. We'll continue our class in the next class. Okay.